Have you ever wondered what secrets the deep woods hold? What if I told you that in the heart of a raging storm, a park ranger named Ilara made a discovery that would change her life and our understanding of the world forever? Stick around, because this story is one you won't forget. Ilara Vance wasn't your average park ranger. For her, the sprawling forests of the Pacific Northwest weren't just a job, they were her sanctuary. She knew every trail, every ancient tree, and the rhythm of the wilderness like the back of her hand. But one stormy night, as rain hammered down and thunder cracked like a cosmic whip, the forest presented her with a mystery she could never have prepared for. Huddled in her remote ranger station, Ilara was startled by a sound, a faint, desperate cry, almost lost in the symphony of the storm. It wasn't the sound of any animal she recognized. It was something else, something human-like, yet different. Grabbing her heavy-duty raincoat and a powerful flashlight, she braced herself against the wind and stepped out into the chaotic night. The beam of her flashlight cut through the sheets of rain, scanning the muddy ground near her porch. And then she saw it. Curled up in a shivering, mud-caked ball was a creature that defied all logic. It looked like an infant, but it was covered from head to toe in thick, dark fur. Its eyes, wide and terrified, glowed faintly in the light. Ilara's heart pounded in her chest. This was no bear cub. This was something out of legend. She was looking at a baby Bigfoot. Every instinct screamed at her to be cautious, yet the sight of the tiny, trembling creature stirred a powerful sense of compassion. It was alone, helpless, and clearly terrified. Slowly, cautiously, she approached. "Hey there, little one," she whispered, her voice soft and calming. "It's okay. I'm not going to hurt you." The infant whimpered, flinching at her approach, but too weak to move. Wrapping the small being in a warm, dry blanket from her station, Ilara brought it inside, away from the storm's fury. As she gently cleaned the mud from its fur, she was struck by how incredibly fragile it seemed. Its features were surprisingly humanoid, with large, intelligent eyes that followed her every move. She named him Oakley, after the mighty oak trees that stood guard around her station. The first few hours were critical. Oakley was cold and weak. Ilara warmed some milk, hoping it would be suitable. To her immense relief, the little creature drank eagerly from a bottle, its tiny furry hands gripping it tightly. A bond was forming, an unspoken connection between two vastly different beings brought together by a storm. As Oakley drifted off to sleep, snuggled in a makeshift bed near the fireplace, Ilara sat and watched, her mind reeling. What was she supposed to do? Days turned into a week. The storm passed, leaving the forest washed clean and vibrant. Life inside the ranger station settled into a new, secret routine. Ilara and Oakley became inseparable. She discovered he loved the taste of wild berries and had a playful, curious nature. He would tumble around the cabin, chittering with a sound that was a mix between a laugh and a bird's call. He'd hide behind furniture and then peek out, his big eyes sparkling with mischief. For Ilara, who had always felt a certain loneliness in her isolated post, Oakley was a ray of sunshine. He filled the quiet cabin with life and laughter. She taught him simple games, and he, in turn, taught her about a world she only thought she knew. He had an innate understanding of the forest, a sixth sense for the weather, and a gentleness that was utterly disarming. She documented everything in her private journal: his growth, his habits, his unique sounds. But a heavy secret hung in the air. Ilara knew she couldn't keep Oakley forever. He wasn't a pet. He was a wild, mythical creature with a family somewhere out there. Every time she looked at him, she felt a mix of profound love and impending heartbreak. The authorities, the scientists, they would see him as a specimen, a discovery to be studied and caged. She couldn't let that happen. He deserved to be free. One sunny afternoon, about a month after his arrival, Oakley began to act strangely. He became restless, constantly pacing by the door and looking out into the dense woods, letting out soft, longing calls. Ilara's heart sank. She knew what was happening. He could sense his family. His time with her was coming to an end. That evening, as twilight painted the sky in shades of orange and purple, a deep, resonant call echoed from the mountains, a call that made the very air vibrate. Oakley responded instantly, his own small voice full of yearning. Ilara's eyes filled with tears. This was it. She opened the door. Oakley looked back at her, a look of gratitude and sadness in his big, beautiful eyes. He padded over and nuzzled her hand one last time. She walked with him to the edge of the clearing. Standing there at the tree line were two towering figures, their silhouettes unmistakable against the fading light. Bigfoot, his parents. The larger of the two let out a soft sound, a call of reassurance. Oakley ran towards them and was immediately enveloped in a gentle, protective embrace, before disappearing back into the impenetrable forest. The taller figure turned and looked directly at Ilara. There was no menace, only a profound sense of intelligence, and, she was certain, gratitude. It was a silent thank you that transcended language and species, and then, as quietly as they appeared, they were gone. Ilara stood alone, the silence of the forest now feeling louder than ever before. The cabin felt empty, but her heart was full. She had been the guardian of a legend, a secret keeper for the wilderness. She hadn't just found a creature. She had found a deeper purpose and a connection to the magic of the world. From that day on, Ilara became an even fiercer protector of the forest, knowing the incredible secrets it held. Sometimes, on quiet nights, she thinks she hears a familiar, deep call from the mountains, and she smiles. Her little friend Oakley was home. What Ilara did next is what truly shocked everyone who eventually heard whispers of her story. She never told a soul in an official capacity. She burned her journal, erasing the physical proof. Her discovery wasn't for the world of headlines and labs. It was a sacred trust, a gift from the wild. She chose compassion over fame and freedom over scientific breakthrough. She protected the secret, ensuring that the magic of the forest and Oakley's family would remain safe and undisturbed. A true guardian in every sense of the word. Thank you so much for watching this incredible story. If it touched your heart, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more amazing tales. We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, keep looking for the magic in the world around you.